ready to go. Go ahead.
All right. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully this time we're
They
good.
are
Yep, good
off
luck.
to the races.
Question mark?
Good luck.
Hopefully sound is okay.
Cactus? Yeah, I'm in. Okay.
So it looks like a couple of them. Wow, two of the same color. It's kind of rare. Like a 1 in 16. I see them, some of them going for hearts. I see Calvisham already going for a deviation.
The
So
live split doesn't work with the...
he chooses not to get the 41 hearts start, since he doesn't feel it's as
Mayhem,
important in the randomizer, in particular for Axe Armor.
He
That might give him a small time advantage compared to the others. We'll ignore their timers, since I think they forgot to start it after they had to restart. So they're playing on Axe Armor version 1.17. And this is kind of a mostly race-ready state. We'll see how it goes. We did have an issue earlier, but I think it was resolved. So Calvisham with a very clean kill, followed by Chrysogram. I know there's going to be a little bit of a stream delay, so even if it looks like one is slightly ahead, we'll refresh on occasion just to make sure that they are accurate and good to go. So the beginning of the prologue is not really all that different with Axe Armor. I don't have too much to say. They're playing the rule set of starting with Spirit Orb, which gives them the plus 15 max HP and MP, and also Cubozoe. You'll notice they also start with 75 hearts. That's because of the Spirit Orb capping them out. So we're going to observe how Calvisham goes through. He's attempting to see the relic. I don't think he has enough height for that, and that is really going to cost some time. So we'll see.
Sorry about that.
We'll see how he deals with that. Oh, hello, screen. Well, that was weird. It did not like that, apparently. Apparently, the skip was too powerful. That was weird. Let's give it a moment to refresh. Hopefully it'll be okay, otherwise I'll just restart. Come on, you can reboot. Okay, I'm not sure why this is not appearing. This is awkward. It was just up there. Calvisham did break it. It was too powerful. I mean, I'll try to force it to do this. Okay, there we go. Now it's loading. Yeah, that was weird. He broke it, so we'll have to give him a second. So essentially what they're going to be doing is just going to the first relic. Unfortunately, it looks like Twitch is not cooperating. Yeah, unfortunately. It's being a little weird. Hopefully it'll fix itself. I'm not sure what broke earlier, because it looked okay during the testing. There we go. Unfortunately, we have 2 ads, so I see Chrysogram did not get the death skip. I'm going to make sure their source quality is just kind of okay-ish. I don't want it to 1080 if I can avoid it. Maybe that'll kill it a little, make it a little better. Sorry about the quality dip. I don't want to open up 30 helps, thanks. So anyway, back to the action. Let's go ahead and put some sound on Calvisham, since I think he's slightly ahead compared to some of the others. So I already saw a drop of the Shaman Shield, which is a good offhand weapon. I also noticed Calvisham took a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's
so he must have been going for some tricky damage boost there, which is a little concerning. Like, he actually has a legitimate ability to die. He also has a double hit weapon. You saw Boomerang was in the opening of the castle. Shuriken picked up by Chaosvania in the corner. Or 1080. Yeah, I think just one of them. It just couldn't handle Calvisham. So we refresh and we're all good now. So we have God's Child kind of wasting a lot of time on Axe Lord armor. I really don't agree with this. Just jump up. Why are you fighting him? There you go. I'm like, you don't do that in vanilla. Right, chat? That's not Axe Lord specific. Just skip the enemy. It's fine. So Calvisham did have to go save and heal. So you could see his riskier strat of face tanking while not having high defense ended up making him basically lose time and give opportunities for God's Child to catch up. So we could see they're doing some menuing. We see they got access to Icebrand and Alucard Shield. Icebrand, a really solid intermediate weapon for Axe Lord armor, single hit, or might be double hit actually, but it's in the 30-40 damage range, I'll put it that way, and it's an element not resisted by very much. Alucard Shield giving a total of, I believe, 32 shield int. That is unique to Axe Armor. Basically, it will scale up all of their spells and it will also improve their offhand damage
just some
slightly.
weird jumps that you can do with the Axe Lord.
So already I can see that Chaos Vinny is the only person that has actually been opening the candles, since he already has an Aguni and he's behind the others. So this Aguni could be a big time saver, and it's basically just going to teleport to the enemy and kill him. The question is, will he actually use it? That is a big stigma when it comes to everything in Axe Armor, where I feel like those sub-weapons get a bad rap because they're kind of mostly below average, with the exceptions being maybe things like Holy Water. But in this, already an early Vlad in the lab, very interesting. I see that.
I think one thing that
only
is actually important to remember,
Gods and Chaos Mania don't know about the skip.
Tap R1, you can.
Yeah, the problem is Gods actually missed the relic because he didn't know about the skip. So Calvisham coming in with the knowledge there to get the out of sequence lab ceiling check without too much there, which is very interesting. Well, I guess we'll see where they go. I assume that's where he grabbed it. Already Calvisham getting the Heart of Vlad. That stacks with Cube of Zoe, both of which grant regenning hearts, so this is a very sub-weapon heavy seed. Lucky for them. But again, they have to use it. There are alternatives if they don't feel like using the sub-weapons. If they hit L1, we'll call it Kicky Feet or Faceplant, depending on what relics you have. You're able to convert all of your hearts into MP, and that might be enough to keep a solid boost and lead over the other players. So I could see Chrysogrim now has the ring. So he also knows about the check. Unfortunately, Chaos Mania very new. I think this might actually be his first completed seed. So we're going to wish him the best. Oh, he's using a Guni. That's good. Okay. He's learning to weapon swap. Good, good, good. Oh, ooh, already Chrysogrim with the stun lock, showing how powerful it is to get the Ice Brand this early. It is a boss killer. So he has everything he needs to basically get to second castle. Honestly, even Aurochs is not really a big deal, even with no sub-weapons. So we see Calvisham going for the Colosseum check. Gods is opting to also go to Colosseum. It makes sense. It's open. Easy check. Let's see how they navigate the platforms. Ooh, they're not carrying momentum there. The big thing with Axel... Ooh, a familiar card. They'll probably still skip it out of SotN habits. I would not recommend that in Axe Armor. That could potentially be a Diamond or a Moonstone. It's not necessarily bait to go pick up. Ooh, Gods with the random Alucard mail from Run of the Enemies. One of the most powerful high defense armors in the game. I think the only thing with higher defense currently to upgrade his Axe Armor defense is, in fact, God's Garb. So now we have Chaos Mania getting the ring as well. I'm going to pay attention a little bit to Calvisham here, see where he is going, if he picks up anything. He's skipping all the torches. I don't agree with that with a Cube of Zoe start. I think that's a very bad idea. Hopefully the other players can capitalize on it. See, he just passed the sub-weapon there. I don't know, chat. I would have gone back for the axe. So, for those that aren't aware, you can sacrifice the sub-weapon to refill all of your hearts and heal you. It's just a lifeline, and those hearts, if you don't really need them, just end up being MP for faster movement anyway. So, as long as you're not going back and losing more than, let's say, 2 seconds to go grab it, it's always going to be a big time save. In particular, when you get Gas Cloud, where it makes the conversion better. So right now, for example, if you had 88 hearts, you get 44 MP. If you had Gas Cloud and you had 88 hearts, you get 88 MP, which is really, really huge. I don't recommend skipping relics in this game. So I think Chrysogrim going back for the Bible, I fully agree with that. Easy shield, kills everything near you, makes it a lot safer. Let's see when he just decides to use it. Exactly. So that's going to make this hallway for him much faster and much easier. As long as he doesn't land directly on the enemy like that, it should just kill everything near him, is the point. Already Calvisham at Doppel. Calvisham with a very commanding lead early. His decision to skip the early heart gathering gave him about a 5-second lead. And since he's probably the most comfortable out of everybody, he is just kind of cruising through with the momentum. So he's using an older strat from, I would say, 1.15, where Giant Fireball is the preferred method to kill Doppel, since he does not react to the spell. So pretty solid plan. I would just say for this patch specifically, if you have a really strong weapon, it's probably faster to just dash attack into him and like just dash in and out, because more often than not, your dash attack will out damage your spell if you have any kind of decent weapon, which it seems like everybody does. That strat is even more viable if you have any Wolf Relics, since that adds flat damage to your dash attack. So right now he's doing 35. If he had a Wolf Relic, he could be doing 40 or potentially even 48, depending on which one he has, which is kind of hard for the Fireball to scale up to unless you got a good shield.
Added to the top of the menu. you is so clutch.
Taking a deep
Oh,
breath.
yeah, telling you everything
So
you need
let's
to know
do a
about
check.
that.
So now God's
Yeah.
gone into Doppel, so there's like at least a 20-second lead. Although I didn't count the exact seconds. Bat, they should absolutely go back for that. So they have to remember. Yeah, there we go. Calvesian, remember, just walk into the wall. The wall will embrace you. One of the weirdest doors in SotN. That's for another time.
That's pretty nice.
That's huge.
Bat and elevator indeed. So this is going to open up a ton of flight options for them. The tip says bat and miss bat flight. So that means if you hold R1, you can freely move in the 8 directions and still attack and use spells, which is important for annoying bosses like Galamoth that might be very vertical, or our old friend Beelzebub. So this is going to be pretty free. It's expected to grab it in the guarded OG seed, which is the type of seed that they're playing, which requires them to get Silver Ring, Gold Ring, and Holy Glasses and Spike Breaker all at their normal locations in Vanilla. And because of that, it will always guarantee Bat in first castle. So not unexpected to see it this early in the seed. They're doing a check up there, no items. That's fair. So here exactly is what I'm talking about. See how Calvesian has no MP? If he had grabbed the sub weapon, he could have sacrificed it right now and basically topped his MP off with no time loss. So instead, he's going to have to navigate with very subpar MP. Now, if they do run completely out of MP, Fairy Scroll. Fairy Scroll will actually give them 30 health and max HP, but I think they will have the stigma of Fairy Scroll bad. So if they are injured, that is kind of like a lifeline item. Not really required, but at least it's better than normal Fairy Scroll. So I'm not seeing too much crazy in the shop that they can afford. They haven't really picked up anything sellable. I did see the Varda, but it's just kind of okay.
Lucky me. It's all over, boys. No.
So I guess at this point we have Calvesian using the flight. I guess if he gets to the save point, it's not too bad, but he's going to be forced to save here. Oh, he did the cancel. Never mind. I'm a liar.
What
So he's using a technique of face plant while holding R1.
During the...
And that is allowing him to have very free flight. There we go. Love the kicky feet. That happens if you are facing stairs and walk off while face planting. If you want to do that at home.
It was in the very beginning as well.
So I will generally ignore their chat. I didn't realize they would be chatting before the race. I probably should have asked them. But from their standpoint, they have 3 bat relics from Calvesian. So at this point, if he were to use the mini fireball spell, instead of it shooting 2 smaller fireballs, it shoots 5. So it's almost at max power already. So at this point, spells and sub-weapons are actually doing a lot of damage, which is really sad to see Calvesian not use it. Granted, they got a decent weapon to start, but man, this is a very sub-weapon and spell favored seed. It even gave them Alucard Shield, which gives the most possible int. So spell damage is about as high as it could go. They're only missing the white bat relic, which normally lets them, I believe, see in the dark. Apologies for not knowing all of these SotN relic names. I am super bad at them. Chat can correct me when we get there. But from the standpoint of the seed itself, we still have not seen anything like a Jewel of Open, which is kind of concerning. They need it in order to progress out of the seed. So Calvesian checking entrance right now. Oh, he didn't go for the... Oh, he's going back for the familiar. I was going to say, you should please check the familiar. Oh, no. That's such a heartbreaker. It's not a big time loss, guys. It's such a heartbreaker. Yeah, Echo of Bat. Thank you. Chat, that could have been a diamond. I hope somebody makes that check. Because you saw he went there with no money. He could have picked up a diamond from that, by the way. That card, 20 Monster Vial 2s. Christogram checked the familiar card in the Coliseum. It's not bad. I would say if they happen to find dupe, that is probably one of the better items that they could have. So they're set up for a dupe seed currently. Otherwise, it does a very hard/fast triple hit damage. So for one boss, they could basically just delete that boss. Christogram showing off the crouch tech there. So Christogram actually has a delete all rocks button. We'll see if he decides to use it. That would be one of the times I would probably sub out the Ice Brand and consider putting it on the offhand. So the way the weapons work, we'll take another pause to explain some things, is if you have a weapon in your Mayhem that determines the element type that of the damage dealt, it determines the base damage, and it determines number of hits. So weapons that generally double hit, ooh, I have Vlad in, I think, Fire Bat location, just above the outer wall, I think it's called. But anyway, tangent. So having a really strong main hand is important to potentially get a double hit, which really aids in boss stun locks. Two-handed weapons get a strength bonus, so they hit super hard and are really, really good for hallway clearing. So there is strategy. You will... I recommend not switching super often because menuing is slow, but if you have like a quadruple hit or a triple hit weapon, it might be better just to sub into a ×1 hit or the dash damage. There we go. Calvisham using the attack off the ledge into the faceplant for maximum momentum. So you can see that even though Gods had the advantage reaching here first, he actually completely caught up to Gods. Just showing you like the comfortability of movement difference between the two. Where Calvisham, I think, has more practice, so he's cheating. He's cheating, chat. But see, like, just that comfortability of using the bat made him beat God's Child, even though God's Child had a solid, what would you say, chat? About 3-second, 4-second head start and a clock? So it really, really makes a difference to know when you could use the square button while face planning to boost. And being able to maintain that momentum and just do it as often as possible is super crucial. Both of them going for the life apple. Which is weird because he skipped the familiars. Calvisham, how can you use Life Apple if you don't get a familiar? Right, chat? There we go. Calvisham going for the fast double stun, and he used the spell to speed up the kill. So even though they were pretty close in terms of damage, it lets him just exit the room just that much faster. And sometimes in a tight race, that matters. Calvisham's movement is so much smoother compared to the others. Yeah, I forced him to play a little bit. So he's probably the favored to win, but that doesn't mean he can't get sloppy and mess up on certain bosses. In particular, Bees and Shaft have given him trouble in the past and other seats before, so it is not over by a long stretch of the imagination. Merman capping his hearts. If only he had been using hearts this whole time, he would have been recovering his MP. Oh, so sad, chat. One day he'll learn. That's okay. Let's see what the other check is. Gas Cloud making the conversion even better. He's 123 hearts, chat. That means he has 123 MP on demand. That's a lot of MP, chat. I'm just saying, like, think about how many wing smashes that is in normal gameplay, and it's just sitting there in your inventory. Anyway, he picked up an axe. We'll see if he ends up using it. Gods has not picked up a weapon, or if he did, he consumed it, and I did notice. Bible has been subbed out by Chrysogrim here. It looks like he's experimenting with some of the items. I don't recommend being in the menu super long. So having a main weapon... I can't see what his main weapon is due to how his screen is. I'm assuming it's still the Ice Brand. He's just showing off that if you equip the shield, it's adding 4 damage to his main hand. The shields do improve the damage slightly. High damage weapons will improve more. So he's just getting used to it. Girthang has a hidden bonus on it. I don't know if Chrysogrim knows about it. It's actually really strong. Whenever you use a spell like the Fireball, it actually adds a flat 25 damage. So that weapon is surprisingly strong, despite what the statistics were saying at the top. So, we'll see. Again, this is going to be a big knowledge check for all the players. So we have Calvisham abusing what we call the Superman, which is using Faceplant and R1 to basically sail through entire corridors. And you can see that is a very effective form of movement. Now that he has Gas Cloud, he's able to actually kill these enemies and do random item checks. So Gas Cloud actually super MVP, to be honest, chat. Don't sleep on Gas Cloud. You would be surprised how many random items it could give you, which I guess could be considered a double-edged sword if the items are terrible. But just imagine if any of them are Dupe or Varda or Moonstone or, you know, basically any good accessory, because they're kind of low, I would say, in that point. We found Gravity Boots. So I think that is intended flight because they... Actually, no. Intended flight was bad. Ignore me. Yeah, Chrysogrim not having that is a little brutal. Good call out. So it's very interesting to see the relic disparity where Calvisham is really cleaning it up. He's already at 3 Vlads, 3 Bats, and he's got all these movement relics, whereas unfortunately Chrysogrim missing quite a lot here. He did get a Bat card, which is okay. It functions like regular Bat card. You won't use the familiars for the most part, unless you just really are really dying for damage. They're okay. I mean, they're vanilla. We're not playing boosted familiar, which would have set them at, like, level 50 plus. Ooh! Chaosmania abusing what looks like... It would look like the stone element. Did he pick up Medusa Shield at some point? Very interesting. So you're going to see weapons used in the main hand that you would never see used in normal main hand when it comes to vanilla gameplay. So it's exciting to see that even though they had some similar routing, the weapons they're choosing are all very different from each other, with the exception of Ice Brand early. So Calvisham just taking it safe here. I don't know if I fully agree with that flight up to All Rocks using the bat. It's actually much slower than Gravity Boots and also more costly. I think Gravity Boots would have been the right call there. It's better than him doing the face plant flight to go vertical, but it's very subpar. It is the slowest movement. Normal jumps, gravity jumps are all faster, and it's only slightly faster than when he face plants like that. So let's see if the new improved All Rocks corridor gives Calvisham any trouble. I'm like holding my breath. Okay, he went through. He went through, chat. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So, God's going back to Gaibon, but unfortunately, that is a lot of lost time compared to Calvisham, so unfortunately, I think we're seeing a very, very big knowledge check from the players here. Well, oh, Calvisham actually using sub-weapon. Did Calvisham hear me? Wait, chat, wait a minute. He uses sub-weapon and spells? Is this the same Calvisham that I know? He killed All Rocks incredibly quick. Shows you the power of taking advantage of a pure sub-weapon seed. Chris killed Doppel with sub-weapons. Oh, I missed what he used to kill him. Thank you for pointing that out. So I'm glad to see it, but I'm more proud of Calvisham for actually using spells and sub-weapons there. Because he had been not using it, and I was a little worried, but it looks like we're on track again. Yeah, he had the power of the axe. I don't know if you saw try, he did like 300 damage a second or more because he stacked the axe in a really good direction. So it was a very good placement of the axe and spells and everything else. And see, he's also slowly gaining experience with Gas Cloud here, which helps with some of the longer flight sections. Again, this is kind of free XP for him and free item checks. Don't sleep on Gas Cloud, chat. Oh, did you see that? It deleted him. So that's the power of having all those bat relics plus a really strong shield at the start. It does improve the damage of Gas Cloud slightly. But apparently just enough to kill with the max boost. So let's take a look. Chaosvania is checking warps. I wonder if he is going to... Oh, he's going back to All Rocks. Okay, that makes sense. So we went from Keep back to All Rocks. Interesting. I don't know if I agree with this, but I guess they don't have Jewel of Open, so I guess they're kind of forced this route. The only person with Jewel of Open currently is Calvisham, so Calvisham just taking a very strong lead. I didn't talk about it before, but they've been picking up a Vlad relic that says 1 in 8 crits for sub-weapons. So the fact that you start with the Cubazoe, or at least that's the setting that they chose for the race, combined with all these early heart maxes from the different relics, combined with tons of sub-weapon choice, means that axe doing 44... Every 8 on average will instead do 88 per tick. So we could have a complete boss delete moment if they roll well, since they have almost every single sub-weapon booster this early in the game, which is kind of crazy. I'm a little surprised Fire a Bat was also here. That relic could technically be in any of the castles. The only ones that are mandatory are Echo and Soul of Bat. So to see all 4 in the first castle is kind of silly, and really plays to the strengths of a Cubazoe seed. I see he's looking to ignore the Noglamir. Oh, he didn't pick up any other armor up until this point. So that was his first upgrade. We saw earlier that God's got the Alucard mail, so he's very tanky, not very likely to die to bosses, but Calvisham's still a little bit in the danger zone. I feel like 12 is the safe spot for most bosses. The one boss that would probably give him trouble is All Rocks. So he's probably fine up until he gets to your Darkwing Bats and your Panthers and your Tombstones. Although fortunately for him, he does have the Heart of Vlad, which makes him immune to Tombstone. So we're seeing here the power of the fireballs with the shield. Very, very strong start. He's taking advantage of super good equipment. Love to see it. Very fast boss kill. So he's probably... I don't know, chat. Do you think he's going to try to go for Blind Bat? He could in theory do it, although it's very likely he'll find what he needs to not do Blind Bat. Although I also think that because he is Bat, he might just do the Faceplant Immortal flight through, which is... I guess it doesn't lose a lot of time. Whatever he's comfortable with. As he plays the sound effect for the drop. So I'm curious what he's going to end up doing here. He does have Merman. So he can do a full clear here and never come back. Ooh, a little early on the fireball there. So I'm watching Gods bully All Rocks. The double hit weapon stun locking him super bad. I want to see how Gods handles this actually without a sub-weapon. We're just assuming Scylla is dead. I don't care about Scylla. Okay, he's hitting him on the toe with the double hit. Pretty good. Calvisham using Thunder Fireball in order to deal with Scylla. Not bad. Looks like everybody is tidying up their checks right now. Form of Mist. Nice. They can now get Silver Ring. One thing that's a little unfortunate is that because it forced them to go so far for Jewel, Silver Ring is kind of in an awkward location. Normally, in these kinds of seeds, you want to see Form of Mist on the way to All Rocks. So that way you could just go straight to Silver Ring and basically just leave. But unfortunately, it looks like they're going to have another backtrack to All Rocks. Calvisham forgetting that Ice Brand heals the Ice Shade there. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, he didn't swap. I mean, that's dedication. Yeah, I would pick something else, Calvisham. I would recommend it. Just anything. It could be anything, Calvisham. Don't waste time in the menu. Pointless menu, chat. Shake your head. Muska's Sword for God's Child. We got Slow Flight from Chrysogrim here. I don't know if he knows how to do the Superman. It'd save him a lot of time. Oh, he's almost there. Oh no, he clipped through the floor by holding the downwards motion. That's interesting. I guess the floor there is thin enough that you could do that. See, even I learned things about Axe Armor. I mean, that won't cause a soft lock. I find that more funny than anything. Very, very interesting. I want to see what Calvisham's relic is. Skill of Wolf. So you're going to see them not... If they are aware, they should not skip Wolf relics because this improves their speed very, very greatly. So he now has more air acceleration and ground acceleration. So if he wants to go fast, he doesn't have to wait as long. And if he's on the ground doing the axe boost, he's going to hit full speed much faster than compared without it. So even though he could have technically, I guess, reset it if he really wanted to save the MP, the Wolf Relic, I think, in the long run will end up saving him time. So I think that's a fair call from Calvisham there. I think Axe Lord Armor doesn't really favor a lot of save splits in general. It really, really encourages you to pick up whatever you can. Except for the familiar cards by Calvisham. But he picked up the Life Apple, though. I guess he's just gonna believe the fairies later. Because he skipped 2 familiars, chat. Just remember that. So another Medusa shield down there. Unfortunately, they have a really good Alucard shield. So if all they wanted to do was emphasize damage, they could put Medusa shield in their offhand just to boost their Ice Brand damage. And it would still give okay spell damage. So I think that's a viable option. I don't think any of them are thinking about it. That would probably give me a little bit of pause while I'm doing these kinds of platforming to think about what kind of damage type I'm going to do first. I would say keeping it on Alucard is probably the right call. Is he going to skip this familiar card? He's going to save? We're never going to see it. Oh, that's good call. I didn't see the Double Bro right away. He was kind of lagging on the screen. Nice to see Devil Bro coming out from Chaosvania. Now we're seeing a very interesting strat versus All Rocks here. Chrysogrim is opting to stay safe with the dagger since he doesn't feel very comfortable with the double hits of the weapon. And that allowed him to clear. So we saw different approaches, different sub-weapons. So I love to see the strategies. Maybe we'll pick up on something that's kind of neat. Is that another Alucard shield over there? It almost would be worth maybe double-wielding Alucard shield. The reason I say this is that when you go to fight Cerberus, Cerberus's preferred boss strategy is to actually just use the Ice Ball spell, since he has a natural weakness to it, meaning he's going to take double damage, and that will generally outdamage every possible weapon you could have. So buffing the spell damage just for this fight is probably recommended, but we'll see if they end up subbing out later. We have a successful clear of the All Rocks gap. So far, none of them seem to have struggled. I'm glad that the changes seem to be working. Also, try and let me know if you need me to pump the volume up on them at all. I wasn't sure if it was too loud or too quiet. Doing a refill before Cerberus. Okay. I guess he wants to keep his sub-weapon, which, to be fair, it's pretty good versus Grand Falloon, if he's going to go for the full clear. Oh, Diamond! See that? Calvisham missed out on Diamond, chat. He could have had Diamond. Oh, if this was a good shop seed, he would have been punished for that, by the way, chat. I want you all to see that. That was 20k he left behind. I would have gambled for it. Tad more volume, no problem. We could do that real easy. We'll put them to, like, here-ish. How's that try? Sure, they're all good there. Good. So, they're descending. You can fast fall a little faster than falling speed by holding down and face plant. I don't expect a lot of people to do that. It saves a little bit of time, but it also costs MP. Which MP is pretty important in this kind of run. Much like vanilla. Being out of MP means no fast flight, no iframes. You're pretty much in danger mode. Oh, he almost drop kicked the demon and killed it. It was close. So crouching does put you in the Alucard position. I see Chaosvania and Gods basically doing the same check. Now, because he got the... I guess he got the one that lit up. I guess it's the yellow one that lights up, not the white one. The white one might be the sonic attack in vanilla, now that I think about it. So they actually had the ability to not blind bat the room. So we got to see the effect of that relic, which is the... I always get those confused, chat. So never mind. Maybe it's not guaranteed 4 bats in the first castle. The guaranteed spike breaker, this will actually improve Calvisham's damage because he had only a plus 10 defense earlier. Now he's at 12 defense. So that's pretty solid. I don't see anything really giving him any kind of issues between now and the end. Thank you for the follow, GG Chucksy. I have alerts turned off currently for the race, but I do appreciate it. So we're seeing here Calvisham with... Woo, that was a pretty smooth movement, I will say, with the face plan. It's not the easiest thing to maneuver. It's a little stiff, and it's very easy to bonk, and if you slide on the floor, you can lose a lot of MP. I'm really liking that. He even used the R1 while in the air to extend the damage boost there. So one key thing I haven't had a chance to talk about, we have a little bit of downtime now, is if you hold the R2 button and attack, that's the axe thrust that you see them for moving very quickly on the ground. If they are holding a direction in R2 when they hit an enemy, they will actually control what direction they are sent in. So they're using that to go through the hallways a little cleanly. Yeah, I would skip that life max. I agree with that. Gas Cloud not quite able to cheese kill anything on the way there. So, actually, I kind of disagree with Calvisham here. I would recommend, chat, if you were to do that hallway, I would save the time and just attack damage boost that whole hallway. With 12 guaranteed defense from Spikebreaker, that hallway is not scary. And instead of being at like a quarter MP that he's at, you could have been over half because you would have been regenning MP instead of losing MP. Here he's going to try to use Flight, but again, like, I mean, he's got a good damage on his weapon, so he should be okay here. But again, for when you don't have an Ice Brand, that is a really scary strat to be that low on MP. Nate says, I'm his hero. Thank you, Nate. So right now we see Gods flying in, doing the switch check. He's gonna skip the other familiar. Helvetian, why did you grab Life Apple if you're never gonna use it? So as you can see, he's got 42 damage times 2. That's pretty good. It's not gonna be good enough for Shaft necessarily. But we'll see if he subs out. Thank you for giving a shout out, Try. So let's focus on some of the other racers. I think Calvisham's just doing standard route. He is got quite a significant lead, I would say, of over a minute, maybe even 2 minutes, honestly, depending on their clear speed of each of the individual checks, which again is all down to knowledge check of how comfortable they are. Watching Chaosvania scroll through, ooh, almost didn't make that flight. Hopefully he remembers to use the MP conversion. Oh, Christogrim almost hitting with the axe there. That would have killed, I think, if it had hit. So Calvisham there, just getting all the messages for all the relics he attained earlier. Thank you, CM Zenketsu, for the follow. So right now, Calvisham, strong lead. I don't see him really falling behind at this point. He's got almost a full clear of the first castle. Gods and Chaosvania picking up the Moonstone at almost the same exact time. So we're seeing what a difference of just having a little more comfortability of flight makes. Gods making it a bit further in the same hallway, comparatively. Unfortunately, I think Chaosvania is out of MP, which is a really bad spot to be in. You saw that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to a lot of different screens. Listen, Hippogriff's gonna die. I don't have anything to say. Hippogriff's gonna get bodied. Although, actually, Hippogriff is outlasting most bosses right now. Hippogriff MVP. But yeah, they got Noglamir. They chose not to skip it, whereas Calvisham did, so they are very tanky. I don't expect any of these players to really die on any boss outside of maybe Shaft. They have really good defense. Oh, Mornblade! Oh no, I don't know if they know to use that. Oh, that was such a good drop for Chaosvania. So, for chat that is not aware, the effect in Axe Lord armor is a little nerfed from vanilla. Whenever you get a kill while holding it, you receive health. So you're effectively immortal in the fights like Beelzebub, where you could kill like 5 or 6 flies, and basically just full health yourself. So, I don't know. Mornblade also has really good offhand damage. It's a little sad he's not using it, to be honest. It is one of the stronger swords. I believe it also double hits with Axe Lord armor. Oh well, hopefully we'll see it once Ice Brand falls off a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, entrance was Life Apple. There we go. See, Calvisham, you could have had 2 Life Apples with Sprite. Right, chat? So, oh, and Rune Sword. Rune Sword are really good offhand. Don't sleep on the throwables either. They are a nice double hit weapon. I would say in some scenarios they're actually better than the brands, since they don't have the awkward animations of vanilla. Love the axe arm movement. So entertaining to watch the Kicky Feet glide. Yeah, I think Calvisham is doing pretty solid here, although he burned out of MP. So we'll see what he does. So this is where I really recommend, chat, to really maintain your MP. When you're doing those extended flight checks like Calvisham had been doing, really just blow all your hearts. Just press the triangle button, get 200 MP. Because he's got the gas cloud, it'll stop it from consuming all of his hearts. So maybe if we could catch a real quick glimpse. He had 178. So he could have used 178 hearts and had 30 left over, which is more than enough for any boss. I think he just remembered he had gravity boots. Congratulations. So he's just going to Silver Ring. He's basically done with First Castle. So again, I hope the players look back on this and realize, man, they're missing out on some big MP. Now, interestingly, Chaosvania has the stopwatch. Unfortunately, I don't think he knows the strat for the boss. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So stopwatch actually does ice damage. I'd recommend if you're in a similar scenario like this to actually use Faceplant to extend the time of the stopwatch, because that does ice damage. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh, you almost had it. Oh, it's so close. That was the right idea. So if you don't have any MP, you can actually guide the stopwatch, since it stays where you cast it, into the enemy by just jumping over them. He was so close to doing this, the unintended backup strat. He was so close. But good to see he was able to kill Cerberus. Gods with the ridiculously bright axe armor. I see Chrysogrim still rocking vanilla, so no cloaks equipped. So, where are we at? Calvisham making those checks. I don't know what items he's really looking for. If he wanted Moonstone, he could have had it by now. Chaosvania going back for the Mana Prism. Good idea. Power Sire is possibly one of the most powerful consumables. If they could get a duplicator, that will completely outdamage everything that they have by a long shot. Calvisham going here for... He equipped the wrong ring. Oh no, Calvisham. There you go. You got baited by Aquamarine. So he's going to stand still. So we're going to watch to see if he makes the classic mistake. Is he going to move? If he walks back and... No, don't walk... Oh, he's making the mistake. No, Calvisham, no. So that is a big no-no, chat. I'm going to tell you why. If you do not hold still, you are destroying your own MP total. So he actually would have been at max MP right now had he not been moving. In fact, he's still not at max MP. Okay. He got a... Oh, I was going to say, did he get lucky with the library ticket check? I mean, fortunately, he didn't have too much MP to recover. He did eventually stand still to get some of it back. But just be aware that if you stand still, it's 4 times MP recovery rate. So he's literally costing himself 3 MP or more a second every time he's just touching the buttons. So super not recommended to do. What I would recommend to make that efficient, pop both candles to see if one has a sub-weapon and then just stand dead center. Don't move back to the left. Don't move slightly to the left. Don't move to the right. Dead center, so you drop down the frame you're able to while getting as much MP as possible. It's kind of a thing where you have to kind of look to see where you can hold still to get MP. So if you feel like the players are burning out of MP, it's because of, I wouldn't say movement inefficiencies. It's more just inexperience with learning how to optimize the MP. So I'll give an example of how they could save MP the next time that they're in these long hallways. In particular, we see Chaosvania coming up to a particularly long hallway. So one mistake I think some players do when they go through and try to fly with the kicky feet is they'll hold L1 and they'll hold square to go max speed. You actually don't have to hold square a majority of the time unless you're really redirectioning yourself. And that's going to end up costing you a lot more MP. So I have to wrap my head around how different you have to play an Axe Armor compared to normal. Yeah, it's very different experience. So I think on average, if you just tap it like every 3 or 4 seconds versus holding it down, I think you're saving yourself on average about 6 MP every 3 seconds. Which is about as... It sounds significant, and it is, especially on those 20, 30-second flight hallways. So they should learn the little secrets, I would say, to kind of optimize it. Because the intent of the hold square is to recover and mist flight, but if you already have things like Form of Mist and Power of Mist, you don't need to refresh it that often. So that's one thing I think that they'll get used to for the nuances, and that'll kind of clear out the moments where they're hitting 0 MP. Also, bonking on the floor is super bad. That will cost them 4 MP to reset, plus it'll tick up the MP loss. So every bonk on the floor, like he just did there, is 4 MP. So he's got to be very careful. Anyway, we're just going to get a very casual clear to poor Demon here. Force of Echo, already seeing the future with gods on the right screen. Nice. So all 4 bats were here. That's kind of sick. So it's very much a spell seed. Oh, Chaos Mania with the stopwatch. I'm really liking that strategy. Hopefully he pops it and walks under them again to try to take advantage of it. Ooh, this is a little tricky with no MP. Again, like, this is the difference. If you blow your MP, it's really hard to do things as the Axe Armor. Chris did Blind Bat. Nice, nice. I did notice he did not have a relic entering that room. Makes sense. Oh, come on, Chaos Mania. You can do it. I'm rooting for him, chat. Oh, he's getting bumped on the floor. All he has to do is put down stopwatch. There we go. No, no, just jump, just jump. There you go. You can do it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he landed on it. It's so close. He's so close, chat. Come on, Chaos Mania. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, Holy Water. That's one of the best sub-weapons. Some things never change, chat. Holy Water, the destroyer of bosses. Oh, Chris using the library card now. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that should save time. He does... If he doesn't need to do Grand... I didn't see if he did Grand Balloon, actually. I'll check his map later. Oh, Sword Card was at Grand Balloon, so it was skippable. That was what Calvisham missed or skipped out on earlier. He was talking about how much he wanted it. Calvisham with a sad 3K. We get to just tell him later he could have had a diamond. So he could have bought Chrysogrim right now, chat. Oh, he could have bought double Varda. Oh, that's a problem. Wait a minute. This might actually save the other people some time, because if they didn't skip the familiar card, they could get Varda Chrysogrim. They could get double Varda Chrysogrim. I thought Varda was more expensive than that. Wow. So anybody that got the diamond from the familiar is sitting pretty right now. I was talking about before, I wanted to see some shot punishment, and we might see them actually make up some time. Varda, incredibly powerful as always, raising all of their stats to a ludicrous amount, and that means your sub-weapons do a lot more. Kicky Feet, Gas Cloud damage does a lot, and their multi-strike weapon, more importantly, is pumped up damage-wise. So look at that, already 93 damage times 4 with the power of Varda. That is a lot of damage, chat. Chrysogrim is basically just going to delete bosses up until and including Drac. So what a ridiculous setup he has right now. So they are basically maxed out. The only thing they're really missing in this run is a dupe. So this seems like a very high power seed. We'll see if we tune down some of the power of the vanilla items, because vanilla too strong, chat. We'll see. It might get it nerfed. We'll be the judge at the end of the race. How's that, chat? Okay, clean, safe silver ring. Again, I hold my breath whenever I see somebody there. Calvisham killing Richter Orb almost instantly. Very good placement. When you want to hit the orb, you want to make sure that you hit it with the bottom part of the axe, not the overhead swing. That is the portion of the weapon that is going to double hit. So he did... Oh, there's Holy Water deleting the demon instantly. Even Chrysogrim laughing at that one. That was a single powered up almost double Varda Holy Water. And he's still missing some bat relics. So that was some pretty crazy damage. Chrisigrim seeing a little bit of jank there, but he didn't clip out of bounds completely, and that's all that matters. See, he's smiling. That's all that matters, chat. We don't see the frown. It's all good. So getting cleanup from Chaosvania here, getting spell sub-weapon damage up. And again, there's so many damage multipliers on the sub-weapons right now that they are probably still going to be the best form of damage. We'll see a good axe placement here could kill instantly. Oh, he's, I think, a couple hits shy. I think just 2. Yep. Just 2. So Varda kind of OP. I'm a little sad to see it because it makes the bosses more of a joke. Not that they're very difficult to begin with. Oh, finally getting Leapstone in second castle. Interesting. So I'm just watching some movement from Chrisigrim, pumping his arm to get the flight. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm watching Chaosvania walking around with no MP, and it hurts the soul a little, chat. It is faster at this point to go to a save point. Oh, he got the... I'm surprised he did the intermediate level technique that was in the control video that I made sure the players watched beforehand, which is if you attack, and then you press jump, and you let go of a direction, you get a very boosted jump. So I'm surprised he actually pulled that off. That's not something I would expect anybody on their first time playing to actually get in a run and actually use it in a successful manner. So I'm going to give big shout-outs and props to Chaosvania. That is not as easy as you think it is. Poor Medusa, she is petrified at the first try boosted jump. So there we go. He restored his MP. Oh, he's getting a little stuck there. That's fine. +1 elixir. Calvisham finally can use those life apples, technically. He got lucky, chat. Oh, there we go. Gas Cloud. Oh, he's not killing the Panthers. I'm kind of curious what pro-level racers think about killing the Panthers, because you could just attack boost, as in you just, on the ground, just do the attack swing, and it's not slower than doing the aerial flight, but you could get levels. I'm curious. I guess in a seed where you have Varda, it's not really needed. But I'm curious, because I always like to do that just to make sure I have enough MP for the creature hallway. Because that hallway in particular is very demanding on the MP totals. So even just getting 3 or 4 MP from that corridor might be enough. Getting a katana there, watching some movement. Okay, he clipped through, not bad. Chrisigrim heading downwards. Where is Chrisigrim going? Oh, he's going back to clock. Okay, I wasn't sure. I got confused. Chaosvania using bat there. It's okay. You still get a little bit of MP while you fly. Oh, he almost ran out. He almost got punished super hard. He got a little lucky there, chat. He passed by a sub weapon. I would definitely just go pick that up, sacrifice it for hearts, and get your MP back. Not doing that leads to scenarios that we're witnessing here, where he has no MP for flight. So he needs to think about it. That's okay, new player. So we got Gods here slowly catching up. Chrisigrim about to get Holy Glasses. Gods already with Holy Glasses. So it's looking like a very, very solid lead for Calvisham. Hopefully this does not dishearten the other racers. Again, Calvisham has probably raced... Oh my god, there's the Talisman. I really hope Chrisigrim sees that. And a Yatsutsuna, wow. Pretty good drops. Oh no. Come on, Gods. I'm gonna watch Gods on his Richter fight. I get really nervous. He does not have a good time with the Richter fight normally. Oh, he hit Richter! He hit Richter! Oh no, he's gonna see his unbridled wrath! No! No, you don't want to hit Richter! No, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. I mean, fortunately, he's very tanky, but he actually might kill Richter here. He's gotta be really careful. Gods, fly upwards. You can do it. You have max MP, Gods. Hold R1. Just hold R1. No, don't hit him. Your Gods, don't kill Richter. I know you saved. I'm like, just don't kill Richter. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's so close. Just hit it, Gods. Hold R1 and fly. You have Bat. I promise you. Richter doesn't hit that often with Bat. No, he dash attacked. Stop dash attacking. Oh no, chat, this is so intense. Trio fight. I'm assuming Calvisham has it. I'm not worried about that. Oh no, what is it? This is so intense, chat. What is he doing? He's got double Varda. He's unequipping Varda so he doesn't kill Richter. That's fair. He's spending too much time in the menus. Gods, just fly. Gods, please hold R1 and fly. Please, Gods, hold R1 and fly. Gods, please. Please stop jumping. Just fly. You have flight. Oh no, chat, does he not know? Oh, he's gonna... This is like the longest Richter fight I've ever seen. Gods, no. No, that doesn't work on that. I've disabled that. Holy symbol. Okay, fireballs cost less. He killed Richter. He's smiling. Oh no, it's over. It's over, Belmont. No. Okay, let's see if Christogrim has any struggles with Richter. Yeah, we can all yell at Gods later for that one. He should know better. So are you supposed to kill him, says his chat? Yo, he's getting dunked on. Poor Gods. But yes, just hold R1, chat. It's literally free. We saw it with Christogrim. Or not Christogrim. We saw it with Calvisham. We will probably see it with Christogrim. It is not super hard. Just don't use Holy Water. That will probably nuke Richter.
GG, I won. You guys suck.
Oh man.
You guys suck.
Okay, Christogrim doing a safety save before Richter. That's fine. If you're not sure of the strats, I respect that.
Specify which ending.
I will not mock that strategy.
So I won. You guys are
I'm going for
so
second.
low.
Yeah, Calvisham with a very, very demanding lead. I want to see how he deals with
I
bees here. Trio, I'm assuming, was just Fireball, Axe,
Well, he
Axe,
didn't
Axe,
say
because
it.
he's low on hearts.
No, I'm
That
saying
should also be pretty good here if he holds R1.
had the knowledge.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Flight really good here.
Okay.
You just throw Axe. This should... Oh, he actually doesn't have enough hearts. He didn't need it. Okay, so let's watch Christogrim deal with the Richter. He's already getting the double hits. Oh, he disabled bat.
Yeah, he gets really hard when you can't just.
Oh, disable bat. Christogrim, no, you can kill Richter. No, Christogrim, turn off the bat. Chat, don't use familiars in Richter fight when you have double Varda. It kills him. Spoilers, he dies really quickly. Oh no, nobody knows. Chat, I'm gonna have to have a video tutorial after. No, stop hitting Richter. There we go. There we go. It's almost free. There we go. Okay, it was a little shaky, but you know, he got it in the final act. That's all that matters. I'm really curious how Chaos Mania is gonna do on it. Again, I don't know why Gods is not just holding R1. Maybe he just doesn't know. Oh, the I got hit animation flight. That's rare from Calvisham. So I'm watching Chaos Mania just kind of dive kick. It's a dump kick. They're actually not too far apart from each other. If you and Sock Boulder ever teamed up, the universe would explode. I'm not sure who that is. I think you mentioned that person last time, though.
Oh my god.
I kind of recall this conversation from before, but I don't remember specifically what they did. But it was, I think, SotN related, briefly. Then they retired or something. But from the standpoint of, oh, Christogrim VRV'd? He's doing the infamous bathroom check. Oh no, Gods, no! Gods, please. Oh, chat, we really... Oh, and Calvisham picked up a library card. Not that he needs it on creature. Calvisham actually just doing creature. I think he realizes he's so far ahead that there's no point to even chancing it. Really solid weapon damage there with the spell. Kind of clean things up. Yeah, it's the Chris bathroom break. Ooh, Power of Mist. I would not give that up. That is actually a time save. That's going to make flight much easier. So I think Chaos Mania is going back to the shop. He should have Diamond because he's been... Oh, we got commercial break in progress. Hold on, chat. It's in progress. So stay tuned, chat. We won't get to see what he does with Darkwing Bat, unfortunately. But we'll take a look at Chaos Mania. Oh, Gods, no. I feel so bad, chat. We gotta teach him. Wow, Chaos Mania actually has so much int from his equipment, chat. He straight up killed the boss with Gas Cloud. That is crazy.
Round 3.
Gods resetting again. Gods. Gods, it's not the game. It's you.
It happened again.
I'm gonna call you out later, Gods, on the chat.
I really don't know what the hell to do here.
Get ready for the call out,
Try
chat.
to hold R1 so you can keep the flight.
Oh,
the
Calvisham giving him
orb,
the
and
hint.
hit the orb.
Okay, Calvisham giving him the pity hint. Now there's no excuses, chat.
He wasn't spamming all his damn attacks. Maybe I'd have a chance.
He wiped the hits on his controller. I'll try.
I don't know. I'll see.
Oh,
what's
man.
on the side.
So let's see how he handles Doppel. I don't agree with this. Again, these are old strats. Like, he'll get away with it, but it's actually very slow right now.
He killed Richter.
In fact, I want to see how much damage he does the next time he hits something, chat. We'll have to tell Calvician there's a new strat. There we go. He just dash attacked for 83. So chat, he could have been doing 83 instead of 70, which as you can see is about 20% more damage. So he's leaving about 20% damage on the table. Again, these aren't like massive time losses, but there's something to consider when you have a lot of relics. He doesn't have every wolf relic, he has nearly every one. If he had Tooth, then that would have made that pull even further ahead. I'm hoping Christogrim gets the talisman. I'm really hoping, chat. Yeah, it looks like Calvician basically on the way out. I think I might switch the setups to focus on just 3 racers, since I think second place, or third place I think is going to be really tight. Second, I think Christogrim has a pretty significant lead. Unless a major error happens, I don't see a recovery. It seems like a pretty straightforward seed so far. We'll see if it makes them go to Galamoth or not. That could also be a deciding factor, I suppose. Wolf is in the reverse merman check. Yeah. It's not bad. Again, that's more damage with the dash attack. That would have been more helpful before the doppel fight. So for people that would have done the merman check first, they actually would have had a faster doppel with the dash strategy. So instead of doing 83 with Calvician's equipment, you could have been doing 88 a strike instead of 70. So you can see like where those little things do add up. It could skip needing 1 or 2 extra hits. Which again is a time save. And it also saves you MP, more importantly. GG gods. Oh, he got through? I saw now loading. I honestly wasn't sure. Okay, he got through. So we now have Chaosvania fighting Richter. Apparently Richter's the true final boss here. Oh, he almost had the placement perfect, actually. If he had just placed it a little higher, that would have worked. So I don't know if the players know. You can actually spam the weapon when you have no sub-weapon. I think Chaosvania actually chose a holy weapon because Richter is not taking damage. That is a interesting knowledge check. I guess that's one way to always guarantee you beat Richter. I'll take that, chat. Oh, no, you can't hit it with Gas Cloud. No. Banned. Banned or it'd be too free. Oh, he got like the quadra hit. Oh, he just has to hold R1. Chaosvania, no. You're so close. So close. Never thought of that. Yeah, I mean, like, it does help. If you just hit him with something he's immune, you just do whatever you want. Unfortunately... Oh, there we go. Christogrim putting on the talisman. There we go. I was waiting for that moment, chat. You have no idea. For like 10 minutes, as soon as I saw it. So if they don't get the quick kill on the orb, it does take a while. If you're wondering why Calvician killed it so quickly, he killed it before Richter's attack animation move, so that... It didn't have a chance to get to full health. It was kind of like Mega Man style, where it's gradually building its health. He just out-cleared its health regain. So he has to be within only like 2 swings worth. He's really close. Although, actually, you know what I've never tried before, chat? If you have a weapon that Richter's immune to, does that... Oh, I guess it does work on the orb. Interesting. That's not a scenario I've ever really come across while playing the randomizer or Axe Lord armor. Yeah, that did take a while. So yeah. I'll confirm one thing about Calvician's setup later. I think going forward, chat, what I'm going to do with the quick settings, just to guarantee that everybody's on the same page, I'm going to make sure that it forces a display to say what mode you're in. I don't know if it'll be on the screen for the most part, but at least when you're in the Richter portion, just so everybody's clear about the preset. That was something I was just thinking about during the race, because I was just curious if any of them had touched any of the Mayhem commands. I mean, I don't see anything fishy or anything. I'm just saying in general, to make sure going forward everybody's on the same setting. It'd be neat if it said like Axe Lord items or something for the preset. We have Chaosvania with a fairly quick claw on Darkwing Bat. That wasn't too bad. Ooh, Christogrim doing the brutal check. Good luck, Christogrim. So, chat. It looking like Galamoth is required. Because Creature wasn't skipped. Creature was nothing, as usual. Oh no, wait a minute. I don't know if Calvisham's ever practiced Galamoth. Galamoth is actually a pretty annoying fight. Jen, we might actually... Well, he's got Fairy card out. Never mind. I was going to say, we might actually witness Calvisham die here. I mean, the enemy does, like, 50 plus damage. Gas Cloud is a pretty good damaging method. He has enough relics that this is doing more than 1 damage. So he could kill, it's just not... It's not efficient, but it'll get the job done. It'll probably burn another quarter of his MP, if I had to guess, before he dies. So very slow kill, despite the damage numbers. If you see them mixed in there, there's a lot of 1s. Every time he has to reset to go higher, it doesn't do as much damage. Calvisham giving up on the strat because I think he realized it doesn't do as much damage as melee. Once, like, it would have to be like 3 seconds of the way he was doing it, solid of Gas Cloud, to equal a single melee strike. But if you're taking damage, it's better than nothing. So Galamoth is pretty tanky. We're seeing basically max health Galamoth. Technically, it will get more powerful the way it's designed in Axe Lord armor, depending on how many Vlad relics you have. So this is meant to be the real run decider. Not really Shaft or Dracula, but if Galamoth is required. And we can see here, Calvisham ate his sub-weapon to restore his hearts to restore his MP. Calvisham using everything he can to try to kill Galamoth here. I respect it. He might actually just get the kill here with that restore. So I will let the chat know if they want to deal with Galamoth. The way to deal with Galamoth in Axe Lord armor is you wait for him to do the lightning attack that you see right there. You go through just like Calvisham did, and you hit his heal. There we go. This is going to let you get a lot of swings on him, and that was much better. So if you see the orb attack, just go into the corners of the room. Try to stand still as much as you can to build more MP to face plant through that other attack. And then you should be good. Using spells in that fight is actually a little bit of a trap, because it's more of like an endurance fight. You shouldn't be able to burst him, even with Varda. And we're seeing the final upgrade to defense. So Calvisham now at another, I think he was at 12 from Spikebreaker. He got 5 from the relics, so he's at 17 base armor. That's pretty solid armor. It's a little under Alucard's normally, but he's got 418 health. If I were Calvisham, I would probably just hit a couple torches. It might be like a second or 2 time loss, but it means that you might have a sub-weapon. So we'll see if he goes for any checks. Oh, nice. Nice kill in trio by gods, by the way. We'll see if he ends up using any of the lanterns on the way to the reverse clock, or even right here. That's a free lantern check. You lose basically no time to just hit that on the way down. So unfortunately, he's missing some checks to potentially recover his sub-weapon there. So if he goes in without a sub-weapon, his fight will actually be kind of slow. It is recommended, not for Shaft specifically, but for Dracula. Things like Ricochet Stone, Bible, Holy Water are all really, really solid choices on him. Axe is situationally good because it can triple hit, but only if you're in the right spots. And Dagger is probably the worst choice. As is Ashes. Ashes is really good, I think, against Shaft, but not Dracula. It's just very risky. We're going to see the climb from Gods here. Calvisham just going to the end at a solid hour. Nearly done with the run. And we'll be booting him off the race VOD. And we'll go down to just 3 people. So we're seeing Flight with the faceplant there from Chaosvania. As I said before, unfortunately, Gravity Boots is just the better call, much like in regular SotN. Much faster, saves MP. But already Calvisham on, let's say, about an hour, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, did basically a full clear of the castle, and is going to be clearing at an hour 5. That's a pretty solid time. They have super, super good equipment, so I don't expect Shaft to last too long here. Oh, God's picking up Healing Mail here is actually kind of nice, so as long as he's not, standing still, he'll be regenerating health slowly, so that'll help him with bosses, potentially. Dragon Helm, a really nice pickup right towards the end. 49 defense is kind of crazy. Calvisham going for safety save. Calvisham. Chat, come on. You still got the life apple. What do you need a safety save for, Calvisham? You don't need the MP. Get out of here. Right, chat? Save those seconds. You got life apple if you need MP. Just die on purpose. It's easy. But anyway, let's see how the trio fight goes with Chaosvania. Ooh, getting a little mixed up by the ice there and the sub-weapon from above. That's kind of rough. He's trying to use the sub-weapon there, but I don't think he knows that he could spam them up to 4, could be out at one time. So unfortunately, he's losing a bit of DPS when he did in fact get some of the Sunlocks, which is unfortunate. I think that is a dead... I don't know the Castlevania 3 characters. Trevor? Question mark? I think that it's either Trevor or Grant. I'll put it that way, chat. Ooh, Gas Cloud. It is Trevor. Okay, that's Grant on the ceiling, getting kicky feet. Nice fireball. I appreciate that. So Calvisha making a crucial mistake on Shaft. So what you want to do is kind of similar. Okay, that's a good position, actually. So what you want to do for Shaft is you want to start on the far left wall, like in Vanilla, and just melee swing him until he goes into the center. Once he's in the center, you want to move forward. If you're on the ground already, you can get behind him like... It's like Silpha, something like that. It's not Skilla, it's close. Sypha. Some SC combination, chat. So, okay, so I do want to pay attention to both Gods and Calvisham here. Calvisham taking a long time to menu. Calvisham, you're fine. Gotta break those habits. You're fine. God's using Axe, doing 90 damage in Axe. That's actually crazy. So I think this will be almost a GG for Calvisham in about 20 seconds. He might get him oh, now he can't get him one cycle, I don't think. Had he not got hit, it's gonna be really close. Oh, he's getting really lucky crits. Lucky crits? Oh, he got hit again. Oh, I don't think he's gonna get him. He's gonna get close. Not having a sub-weapon there costing him. Holy Water destroying Death, even though it only briefly hit him. Ooh, Death getting dunked. Did you see that, chat? Hundreds of damage to Death. GG. Congratulations, Calvisham.
GG.
GG.
Nice, good job.
So we'll watch his end credits and we'll switch over to a 3-person setup. And then we'll go to whoever is left. To the Vlad attained. Looking kind of close. So what I'll do is I will move Gods to a different slot once we get through the credits a little more.
'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
I want to see if I can load it preemptively so we don't get any kind of ads.
Only thing necessary for
Then I'll move the tab in when it's ready.
For good men to do nothing.
I understand.
Alucard, what will you do now?
The blood that flows
We'll load it up on the side.
would be best for this.
I think we're gonna go ahead and mute Calvisham's stream. Let's go listen to Gods for now.
Okay. That sucks.
But GG to Calvisham. Apparently preparing my stream, so we'll give it a little bit of a countdown. And hopefully we'll be able to slip it right in and go to the 3-person setup. Though it's gonna be a pretty close, as I said before. I think 3rd place. Ooh, Chaosphania running out of MP. Ooh, Chaosphania.
Wait, what was that?
Don't play that
Was
much.
that nothing?
Ooh, Holy Water on Galamoth. Look at the stuff. Look at the damage on Galamoth there. What a damage difference that Holy Water did just then. It was putting in the work.
I guess it was nothing.
Ooh, wow, he's doing 12 damage with Gas Cloud because he's got another Varda. That is big damage.
Weird.
Let's go ahead and see if we can sub this in without it crashing. Let's find out. Okay, that kind of worked. Let's switch the setup to this. Hide that. Hide that. Sorry about the names. One of the extra racers popped up here by accident. Let's move the names around to be accurate. Racer 1 is actually Chrysogrim. Racer 2 is still Gods, but the bottom one is now...
Nice.
Chaosphania.
Alright.
Clean this setup a little bit more, I think, while we're here. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I flipped them in my mind.
This could be bad. This could be bad. This could be bad.
Oh, you good? Gods is too powerful, chat.
Nice.
I think once I disable these, it should be good to fix what I was trying to fix.
Good to know you can still cheese.
Here we go. Not easy to do that and watch at the same time. Yeah, I think God's actually had a fairly fast clear. They say he's glad he could cheese it.
Yes,
Well, is it really
yes.
cheesing when you have double Varda, chat?
Yes.
Is it? I mean, like, isn't everything cheese?
Let's go.
Like, I would kind of hope you could kill Galamoth with 2 Varda. Yeah, Calvisham, I was gonna call you out in the chat later. Don't skip Familiar, Calvisham. You skipped an early diamond. You skipped an easy early diamond, Calvisham, by not checking the Familiars. I was like, what are you doing? But otherwise, GG. Yeah, you gave up the early diamond. You went into the shop with like 3k, and then you skipped all the beginning familiars, so you missed Moonstone, Sword Familiar, and Diamond. I think almost in that order. But GG though.
Oh my god, I'm so quiet. I'm so stoned. Oh, sorry guys.
Chris getting ready. Yeah, Chris is pretty close.
I'm just like vibing here.
Chaosmania also getting there.
Billion
looking like
in my brain.
A
Nothing
quick
coming out.
clear on God's Galamoth save time. Oh, Chrissy Grimm enjoying the Holy Water. Holy Water so good.
Cheers.
Oh, you could have had 2 Vardas since like almost first familiar check Calvisham. I think it was the second from. It wasn't the one at entrance. I don't think it was. Coliseum was Monster Vial. That much I remember. But one of the early ones you skipped. It might have been Fire a Bat. Might have had it. One of the many familiar cards you skipped. I was laughing too. Chat would call me out on it. I was like, why did you pick up Calvisham? What compelled you to pick up the Life Apple if you were skipping all the familiars? It's like, I was like, why did you go back for it? You didn't pick up a sprite at that point. I'm like, you skipped all of them. You got very lucky you didn't skip both sprites though. But anyway, GG. Holy Water actually a pretty good strat there. Look how fast Chrysogrim killed with a good placement of Holy Water. Holy Water OP.
Chest has been tight all day.
Wow, this is actually fairly close between Chrysogrim and Gods. We'll listen to God's audio, but it looks like Chrysogrim probably gonna win this one due to the time difference.
I had a
We did hear you give Gods the pity hint,
Thursday, I had to call an ambulance 'cause
Calvisham. We heard it.
I had an issue with my heart.
I was definitely shouting. I'm sure chat was also probably shouting. Because we watched you do it, then we watched Chrysogrim sort of doing it, and then Gods was, I think he took 3 attempts.
Fine.
So if he actually got that first try, I think he could have gotten second here.
That's another
So
step.
that cost him big time. Yeah, he would have been ahead. He wouldn't have been in front of you, Calvisham, but he would have been pretty clear second. Yeah, he was trying to do a lot of dash attacks, and I don't know what he was doing.
SVT.
Ooh, Chrysogrim getting...
Ventricular
Ooh, good
attack
kicky feet dodge. I like that.
Basically.
Oh, only barely didn't kill. I'm surprised he didn't get the 1 cycle with Holy Water there.
And I got a little worried.
Tough. So at least 2 players are in Dracula for
This
second and
time
third.
was a lot more
And again,
intense.
almost full relic clear for everybody at this point.
So I gotta get a bunch of tests done.
GG to Chrysogrim.
Monitor and stuff like that. Kind of annoying.
Remember to sacrifice the hearts and sub-weapons though? Calvisham, I was proud of you. I did compliment you for the Allrocks kill. I was like, who is this Calvisham? What happened to him? What did we do to him? He's using spells and sub-weapons? Is that made the Allrocks fight go so fast? You might have had the fastest Allrocks, despite not having Varda at that point. Just because you lined up the axe so beautifully for the triple hit, and you also stacked spells, and you stacked the double hit. You hit every possible source of damage while decently buffed.
Time for me.
Go back whence you
and it
came.
was super good.
The soul of my mother no more.
G.
So far, no major issues, I would say. Observing from the run, it looked pretty solid across the board.
The bone.
So we'll let Chaos Mania finish up here. I wasn't expecting both players to be so close between second and third.
Okay, well.
It was actually kind of surprising. So I think Gods did actually pull it back for the most part, despite that almost like 4-minute loss on Richter.
But yeah, I'll just end it there.
Well,
Thank you for sticking around, Try.
so you got to death and decided to turn back?
I did. I just had this feeling like.
Oh no, he went back for Creature. I see what happened. I thought he already got Galmoth, but I could see he didn't do it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It's never Creature.
In the first castle. You guys skipped.
Chat hashtag never Creature.
No.
Just
I skipped 2 checks. I skipped
I-
Merman statue and actually no. just
so
Merman
we're
statue.
listening into them talk a little bit. I might hop into the
Yeah,
Discord
you
with
get whatever's
them.
entrance.
Yeah,
Nice.
you guys.
I'll
I skipped
probably
Creature.
mute the stream audio and leave the Discord on, maybe.
I didn't, 'cause
Unbelievable.
show Vlad,
And see
how that
Vlad's
goes.
missing, I did, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid race all around.
I forgot I only had. I forgot.
I'm
I
gonna go
only
ahead
had
and
3.
mute them real quick. Oh, Discord crashed earlier. I was wondering why my screen went weird earlier. Apparently Discord just couldn't handle the power of the Axelord Armor race. So one day it'll boot back into Discord. Okay, let's hop in.
Oh, cards, and I forgot the cards give items, and
Oh.
I didn't
yeah.
get that 10k the diamond at the beginning.
I did every
Right.
single familiar, but I don't think I used any of the items.
So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
I
pause
only
from
finished.
there. But anyway, we're
I
back.
finished only with one Varda.
Welcome everybody.
I got sucked.
I
Hello.
was
Ziggy.
I was yelling at the screen when when Helvetium skipped the diamond familiar. I was like, no.
Oh,
I was like, oh man, he should get punished so hard. He could have had Christogrim and double Varda for free that whole run.
Yeah.
That might have been a diamond I got. Yeah, oh, never mind. I guess I did use one.
Hear a little bit of
Before you go on, Ziggy, just before I forget, Calvisham, you got me to win round 3 of that Richter fight with the upper R1. That was solid advice.
Yeah, if you don't remember, you can do that. That fight sucks because you don't have the same
Yeah.
mobility that Alucard has.
That could have
still
gone on
almost
for
lost.
a long time.
I did Richter right after you lost. When I said magnificent, I actually was fighting Richter. He
Oh.
just triggered.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
it was
no.
really close between Christogrim and Gods at the end. You were within like 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I had a restroom split.
Yeah. We saw
Oh,
that. We
true.
saw that. Oops, that is too big.
I need to go to the washroom, but I can hold on to it for post comms. I was talking about that earlier
So yeah,
in the race.
we got to commentate over some of the actions used. Helvetium's movement definitely saved him a little bit. I think what hurt, I would say, the group was the knowledge check of some of those early relics. So Calvetium just ended up like 2 minutes ahead because he did the Gaibon check the first time he was there. You can actually do that without any relics.
Oh,
thought you
yeah.
Could. I couldn't remember how to do it though.
So yeah, he ended up saving that time from not needing to do that, and he didn't factor that into the route. I think that was one of the big time saves. I think I saw mostly good rotations from everybody. I saw people using some sub weapons. Congrats again, Chaos Mania, for this the first time playing. I think you picked up on some surprisingly advanced things, but you'll see if you go back and watch the VOD. There's some interesting boss strats. You were so close with that Cerberus stopwatch strat. I was like, oh, you're so close. Because if you had managed to jump over him, that would have killed him instantly because it suspends it there. So because the
I never
stopwatch
got
freezes
stopwatch.
it on the screen, and then you can move it into him, and it would have deleted him and saved you all that MP. You were so close. I was like, oh, it's like I could feel it.
Yeah, I felt like I had no MP the entire game. So I
Right.
was
So that
doing something wrong.
Yeah, that was an interesting observation too. It was the players that knew to sacrifice the sub weapons for
Right.
the hearts for the MP,
Oh.
and then
I
picking up
forgot.
and then using the gas cloud, because the gas cloud makes sure that it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So I saw, for example, Calvisham popped it a couple times, and he had upwards of 150 hearts. So he got 150 MP just on like right there. I think one time I saw him switch to the Mana Prism collectively, and I would say in some scenarios, I think when I was watching Calvisham, I'm like, no, check the torches, get the refill. But it was very interesting watching everybody do it. I feel like in terms of power, I'm always a little sad to see the Varda seed, but I did appreciate the shot punish on Calvisham. I did appreciate that.
Fair enough. Yeah, Chaos. I didn't know this was your first run. GG's.
Thanks. Yeah, I picked it up a couple days ago and just tested it for like 20 minutes, and I practiced some more before this. But I was definitely learning as I was doing this race, and it was fun.
Nice.
It's quite a blast.
Yeah, we had a little bit of an issue loading into Gaibun, unfortunately, so I didn't get to see everybody attempting the death skip. You're off the hook this time. Discord
Sorry about the
decided
crash
to
in the
crash, and then I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Oh no. Oh,
and then when it rebooted, then everything started working again, and I'm like, whatever. So I just left the mics while it was. But I think other than that, route deviation, I think all of you were taking very similar routes. There was that early Coliseum. You know, went all the way around. Then everybody got mad when they had to go to Aurochs because there's no jewel of open. So I was like, yeah, that's just. And then Form of Mist wasn't even on the way to Silver Ring. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
No one delayed library as long as I did they?
Probably not.
Imagine not having Solabat the whole season.
Oh man!
Are you one of those library skippers for some reason?
I thought I would try it on this one because my movement was so freaking bad. I'm like, I gotta do a gamble. So when I finally got over to freaking Marble Gallery, that took ages. I basically had just walking speed the whole way there.
Yeah,
I decided to climb all the way up through Coliseum, and then I got the Aurochs Warp, and then up to Keep. And then when that was done, I went back to Keep's, Aurochs' Warp, and climbed up to Aurochs', then got Jewel and Merman, and was like, all right, screw it, I'm going down.
Oh,
and I used my library warp
What?
down by Spikebreaker.
Yeah.
That's when I finally got to library with Diamond and Opal and Onyx, and I got all the stuff. It was great.
Oof.
Did it all at once.
Yeah.
But
I had to
long.
go back to library to get my Varda. I only had 3k. I had to farm 50k to get it.
I guess that's one thing that kind of worked out with me waiting, is I just did everything at once because I had missed by that point too. But yeah, not having bat the whole time kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I did go and get bat somewhat before going into library.
It wasn't.
I think I saw it in Outer
too
Wall.
Bad about missing bat. It wasn't super bad. I would say. I've
That's
seen
right. I
worse
forgot I got the
punishes.
Outer Wall checked outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of supplemental
Get worse.
movement too, so it's not that bad, right?
Yeah. Like
If
you
it
can
was
make
just
up for not.
Alucard,
Mhm.
but like there's
True,
a lot
yeah.
of dashes, damage boosts, momentum conservers with Axlord that if you don't have bat for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, it's not horrible. So
The damage boosts are really fun to do as well.
I did your jump. I did your apple jump in this seed.
Oh, that one is so fun, man.
Hold on, everybody.
Yeah.
Really important. Somebody wants to offer me a promotion of my channel.
Oh, here we go. Big
Oh,
close.
darn.
Oh, let's go.
Promotion.
Oh, I could have clicked here for follows. It was so close. Almost read the link.
Oh, so close.
Maybe next time. Yeah.
Maybe next time.
I think the other thing was there were a couple of movement. I would say there was a couple of rooms that I think got people, and I think the over reliance on face plant in some of those rooms, I think were the stretches where I was seeing a lot of the racers kind of struggle to get through. Like, I'll give an example. The room going from when you go from that going to Grand Falloon, I saw a lot of people face planting through there, and then they had like no MP to go back or no MP to fight the boss, and I'm like, oh, I was hoping
really?
somebody would just damage boost that whole hallway because it is so fast to damage boost that whole hallway.
I was tempted.
It's real. It saves you a lot of MP because I was saying that before. I was watching, I think Calvisham specifically on that portion. He went from 3/4 MP to like barely a quarter. If he was not planning to save split out, he would have been in kind of big trouble and he would have to go back to the save room and stuff like that. But It was interesting. Yeah, he gave up basically every familiar, but he managed to somehow get the one fairy. I was like, whatever. Should have gotten just sword familiar or something.
I forgot. I really did forgot that you set up for every familiar to give items. That completely escaped my mind.
At least y'all ate your sub weapons. Meanwhile, oops.
Yeah, I was thinking it at the time, and I'm like, did I just not notice it with Chrysogram with some of the conversions? Because I saw Chaosphania sometimes pop it. I saw Salvation pop it fairly often towards the end. Not so much in the beginning. I think you held that axe for quite a while. But definitely towards the end,
was doing a lot of
you were just
damage,
like, you're like, get out of here, sub weapon. I'm done with you. Like, I got through the problem bosses. It's over. Be gone.
Oh, the axe was doing so much damage though.
Yep.
Axe
I had
dagger was
Alucard,
great.
yeah, I had Alucard shield at the beginning as well. So
Yeah, I was gonna say
spells and the axe was doing so much
it
damage.
was such a loaded seed. The starting with all those, you got all 4 bat relics, so maximum power. You even got the Vlad that buffed the sub weapons. I was saying early, I'm like, it's looking like a sub weapon seed. I'm curious how much people will pick it up. I saw Chrysogram get the Holy Water, and I'm like, oh, goodbye every boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye every
I,
boss.
I
It's
only
over.
had one Varda on because I used the talisman, of course, on the other one, but it was still really freaking powerful.
Yeah, poor Death. He just like
Some
threw his
things
hands
will
in the
never
air and then he
change.
exploded. Like that was his contribution to the fight with Holy
I'm
Water.
sorry, God's child. I gave up the barley tea.
No.
I got one meme, but I didn't get the other. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But I did want to make a comment, Ziggy. The addition that you made in the menu, the showing of the damage at the top, that was absolutely like one of the biggest improvements or additions to this mode. Back in Alchemy, I had a decision between putting on a shield or the Iron Fist in my right hand, and I actually don't think I made the right choice, but I was able to, make a conscious choice. Do I want more spell damage or do I want more physical damage? And it's hard to remember all the buffs for different weapons and stuff like that and shields. So I think that was a really, really good addition that you made there. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I want to point out
I
something.
definitely need to see all that shield damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I saw Chaosphania do this, which I thought was interesting, putting I think it was Medusa Shield on the main hand just to get the double hits early. It's like an easy double hit. It's also a really solid offhand weapon just because it provides defense and everything else. Since it has natural attack power. But he did double shield, which I was curious if anybody was going to try at any point, and double shield carried him pretty easily through a lot of the boss fights, honestly. It was just kind of nuking everything at one point.
I didn't consider double shield, yeah. Huh.
So it was
I've
like,
used it before, but not this time.
Yeah, I only did the Medusa shield because when I was practicing, I happened to have one, and it worked really well for those 30 minutes. I was like, okay, let's stick with what you know, and it worked out.
Yeah, because that's one of those things where I'm happy to see that experimentation and figuring, we're seeing different weapons chosen. I was saying, unfortunately, I think I saw Chrysogram go through Gerthang, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if he knows when you use the spell, it increases damage. So it said only like 35 or 40, but it would have been doing 65 or 70. It would have been.
I was
big
wondering
difference.
if that's still activated in some way.
Yeah, that was literally this patch.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think they know.
Yeah,
So,
I have wanted to put it on just in case, but I saw the Ice Brand was like the same attack power and the same hits, and I was like, I like the Ice
Ice Brand is
so.
a really solid choice. That's good. When I saw that, I'm like, they don't really need to swap that much. But if they had other choices, I did see like a great
I used
sword.
Ice Brand for most of the game, I guess. I think I used it for most of the game. But I used it on Drek.
Yeah.
Because I tried to use Terminus Est on Shaft. Didn't know he was immune to poison. That's news to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got random immunities. I saw shout outs to Chaosphania. What weapon did you equip to get immunity to hitting Richter? What weapon specifically did you use? I was laughing at that.
I don't remember. We'd have to go back and look. But I remember I happened to be holding something and it was like I was trying to avoid hitting him for the first 30 seconds, and I was like, "Wait, I accidentally hit him," and it said guard.
It said guard. Yeah,
nice.
I was laughing.
I guess I'll just keep whacking him.
I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I've ever tried that. I'm like, does it even hit the orb? And then he broke the orb, and I'm like, I guess it works.
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was watching that. It's just like guard. You're like trying to fly and hit the warp. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch Ziggy complain about all the mistakes I made.
Yeah,
I think they're
all the
pretty solid.
movements.
I had mostly positive things to say. I mean, other than when I was shouting at Calvisham for like one moment. Gods, I was like, Gods, no, hit R1, someone tell him.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you'll hear that part of the VOD. I'm like, oh no.
No, I look forward to like looking back on that, so I know like what to do better for next time. So
Yeah, for sure.
I commented
That's why
a little
I
bit.
next week.
You know, when you're going through some of the hallways, I was talking about, like, for example, when you're going through all rocks, a lot of you forgot you had gravity boots, and I'm like, oh, that would save so much MP and speed.
Lol.
I was like, oh. But okay, you all found a way up there eventually. That's all that matters. I did laugh at Chris Grim flipping a little above the misgate. That was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey, as long as he's smiling after the clip, it's all good.
There was somewhere I remember landing, and then I like fell off of whatever it was by clipping through it. And I was like,
you were
what?
doing that check under Richter, whatever that is normally, and you hit like the fast fall on the corner, and you clipped through the corner. That was funny.
Right on the ledge for Power of Mist, yeah. I just kind of fell through it. I was like, what?
Oh, there is one thing about Axe Armor. I tried to do it on this seed, but I still can't get it right. At the beginning of as soon as you get off the bridge, if you double jump on that little ledge to the left and double jump at max height a little bit to the right, you can see what the relic is up top.
Yeah, I could see it a little bit on your screen. I could tell it wasn't like.
Yeah, I could see even the bone, the Vlad relic. That's the bone. That's
I could see
basically
it a little
horizontal.
bit.
You can see that. So maybe that could factor in on a race.
I would say probably not in like guarded OG specifically, but if it's like a ring or something, that is so much easier to see. Because you saw like maybe about a ring or two height off of the bottom ledge, so you could see like just the bottom of the relic. I could see with one of the jumps, but.
Yeah,
does every single relic have the same color of the trail that like kind of like drifts off it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does every single relic have the same like, what do you call that?
Yeah, the
I think
outline.
it's all like that blue particle effect, or
yeah, thank you, blue particle effect. They all have that same one.
No, I think the tooth is green.
Yeah, the tooth is.
The heart is a little bit blue, I guess.
So
the bone is blue.
If you,
I know the outline
can only
changes,
see the
but
particles, it's not like a hard tell. You can.
I think I saw the
maybe.
bottom orange of the card.
No. When I can't do, I couldn't do on this seed. But when you do the max jump, you do it right, you can see completely.
Completely. Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right,
I can see completely. It's just because I couldn't do on this seed.
True.
I don't know if it's just because I can't. I'm not able to time the second jump.
It's a little finicky, I would say. Sometimes it doesn't give you full jump. It gives you like close to full jump, but that's enough of a difference whether you see it or not, kind of thing. Like you'll lose maybe like
if you can do
the on some jumps sometimes.
Yeah, if you can do the full jump, you can see exactly what it is. There is no need to guess.
Yeah, it was pretty solid, I would say overall. I mean, I saw lots of different boss strategies. I think it was important. I saw Calvisham going for what I would have called like the 1.16 strategy on Doppel with the spells. I will remind everybody, if you do the dash attack while you have Wolf Relics, it does way more damage than the spell does if you have a good weapon. Because I think Calvisham, for example, when you were fighting the Evil Doppel, well, the spell is free. I will say that the Giant Fireball makes that fight free. When you dash attacked, you were doing, I think, 83 compared to 70 of the big fireball, and then when you had the other Wolf Relic, it was 88. So it can save time if you do the dash attacks. But
I was a little afraid to. I was a little afraid to get the timing wrong through the dash attack, and he would just start jumping around.
I was using the axe on him, and it was doing 92.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, what the.
Yeah, that wasn't the best strategy, but whatever.
It did more than fireball. Technically, it did a lot.
Yeah.
So, if it works, it works.
I just didn't hit it as often, so DPS wise, it didn't work out. But yeah,
I think
Otherwise,
Something to note.
that was a lot of fun. So I hope it was fun to host.
Chaotic. I would say some technical issues in the beginning were a bit unfortunate. I would say my learning
okay.
experience from it next time is to multi-stream was useful, but I did not like the ads, or when I tried changing it, it would do like the readying stream, so I had to like prep stuff in the other browser tabs. Not my favorite thing to
Awkward.
do. So going forward, I'll just try to have everybody separately, but we'll see.
True. Yeah, I didn't know it was that annoying anymore. It used to just like because now that I'm thinking about it, I watched a race the other day and it brought up like that like rainbow background,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're setting things up type thing. Like, yeah,
I did
I
that
guess
to
that's a
Christopher at
permanent
one
thing
point.
now.
I'm like, we're just gonna assume he beats the boss.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry about that suggestion. I thought it was a little bit better, but
No, it's fine. I mean, like I wouldn't have been able to do it at all without it because it takes a lot of time to trim it and then make sure they're all even. This one, at least, it forced them to be even, so it was faster. But the trade-off is just if I want to go from like a 4 to a 3, there's going to be like a 20-second lag, or I gotta preload it by 20 seconds on another tab, kind of thing, and that kind of could take a hit. But
Right.
it was interesting. I think all of you will find something to learn if you rewatch the post-game commentary. Outside of Death Skip.
Yeah.
Death Skip, you
For
do your
sure.
homework next time.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Well, we got to watch that video you made of the techniques. Yeah.
So I guess in terms of parting thoughts, are there any things you would want to see in another patch? Since you have now raced 1.17, what would you want to see in a 1.18?
So maybe just for your benefit, if we're gonna be the tracker overlay thing, I tried to set that up or steal it from the other BizHawk folder, and it didn't work, obviously. I don't know if that's something you were thinking about doing, or if I just didn't find it. But the way that Talik has it in the other one, where you can like, I don't know, I don't know how to describe it, but the tracker overlay, like the tournament style, where it just shows the important ones.
There's an option I think to just show important relics if you wanted.
Okay, I just need to figure it out then.
Yeah, it's the old version of what Talik had.
Okay.
I mean, I could update it, so I'll put it in. I'll keep it in mind. Like, I haven't touched anything really related to UI. That's definitely my weakest point. But I think it's fair. You know, if it makes sense to just bring it up to speed, I'll just, bite the bullet, as it were, and just try to learn it and figure out how to put it in properly without breaking anything that exists.
I'll let you wrap this up, but on a side note, I need to explore this co-op versus settings that you've done.
Oh, the co-op versus, yeah.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, I'm just seeing this now. I don't know if I was told about this and forgot or what, but
it's been sitting there for a while. I've never really tested it because I never opened my ports for it, but it should technically work.
All right, well, I might still have access to my router. We can work on that, or whoever else. But I think what I'm trying to say here is that there's definitely more racing, definitely more game modes to explore with this, and I look forward to the next one.
There you go,
Yeah.
co-op auto mayhem.
Oh my god!
I'm done.
You just hear "come on" and slam, and you're like, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
So
You're definitely down for co-op races or Axe Lord races or co-op Axe Lord.
Me too.
For sure. So
Just let us know when the next
GG's
one is.
racers. Yeah,
GG.
appreciate it.
GG's,
GG's guys.
Thanks,
So I'm gonna
guys.
head
And
out.
GG.
Thanks for
Hosting,
Thank you, Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Yeah, thanks, Ziggy.
Appreciate it, Ziggy.
Appreciate you. Good luck with PSO.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm enjoying on that right now.
See ya. Okay, so that is the end of the commentary. I guess we'll go to the end of the video as well. Not the end of the stream, though. Let's chat. So some takeaways for next time for some of the technical setup. I think this is the first time I've hosted anything ever, so I think it went okay. Hopefully the racers will get something out of some of the commentary or at least seeing the gameplay footage of each other. I feel like even though, Calvation was definitely the most experienced racer when it came to those things, I was seeing some very interesting experimentation from the other players, and I actually think for the most part it worked out pretty well. So I'm glad to see that there's different weapons, different subsystems being used. And then hopefully just with like a couple more races under the belt, I think the races wound up being very beta tester Calvisham, exactly. I would say I basically just declared you a cheater at one point. I'm like, it's not fair. He raced it like 7 times. He's a cheater. But yeah, I think with a couple more races, I think like when it comes to if you try other seed types, they're going to be at a very big disadvantage on things like Succubus and Blind Bat. We didn't have a forced Blind Bat, so we didn't get to check Calvisham to see if he could go ahead and perform the Blind Bat or not. He fortunately had Bat, and he also had the Light of the Room, so he had nothing blind about it at all while using Bat. But there are a couple of things that potentially are a really big knowledge check. But hopefully going forward... Well, we're going to say hello to Chrisigrim, apparently. Congratulations, Chrisigrim. Thank you for the raid. But yeah, going forward, I think just like watching a couple more races, I think just with a few more maybe seed types to kind of experiment around, it'll be very interesting. One thing I'll talk about, I think, in private with some of the racers, or if things needed to get adjusted further in terms of balance, I think it was pretty close. I mean, Varda is always going to be Varda. Let's be honest, chat. I would have to put in major nerfs for Varda for it to not just completely take over a game. But it was nice to see a good mix of melee spells and sub-weapons and different strats there. So as long as there's still a bit of variety going into the bosses, it should be good. Sadly, though, I do feel like there's a lot more defense in this patch. So there's a lot less depth, I would say, in general, which is not a bad thing necessarily. But I'm going to put a little bit of a risk factor, I would say, going forward. So damage might need a small tweak down. Otherwise, it looked mostly fine until Varda's Varda. But was happy to see, you know, all these different combos. But anyway, I'm rambling. So we are going to wrap up the collaboration video. So this will go on YouTube for the racers to study or for people to go back and watch all of the races at once. But chat, I think we're at that point in the video / the VOD where we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. So if you did watch to this point, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next time.